We have made a number of films on wolves before for television.
I became a wildlife filmmaker 30 years ago because I wanted to use the power of film and television to promote conservation. Over the course of making many films, I became haunted by what I'd seen and came to realize that we face serious ethical issues. Were we actually doing more harm than good as we strove to get those high ratings and dramatic shots?
You see that?
What is ethical and what is not?
Hi, I'm Alexandra Cousteau. I'm a filmmaker and National Geographic Emerging Explorer. So we've just seen some amazing footage, and I think as I watched it, what comes to my mind is the question, how did people go out and get that amazing footage? And of course, what are some of the ethical issues involved in wildlife filmmaking? So here to talk to us about that and share some of his experiences and insights is Chris Palmer, author and wildlife filmmaker himself. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Alexandra.
So how do people get those shots?
Well, for the most part, they are captured by incredibly brave cinematographers who go out for weeks, sometimes months, on end into wild and remote areas to get those shots. They suffer hardships, they suffer deprivation, and sometimes they face danger. Most wildlife filmmakers do not use unethical methods. Some do. I must confess, I myself have done some things which I am not proud of.
What kinds of things are you talking
Well,
about?
like deception, deceiving audiences, like using captive animals and pretending they're wild when they're really not.
This clip from Wales illustrates that point.
Let's take a look at it.
One of the gravest threats faced by traveling whales comes not from people, but from their own kind. Here, a skull of a killer whale is a ghostly reminder that they lurk in the surrounding waters.
Alexander, we've just seen the bones, the skeleton of an orca, a killer whale, on the bottom of the ocean. The film makes it clear that those bones were there naturally. They just happened to be there. But we put them there. It would have taken us weeks, even months, to find a skeleton like that naturally. You know, we probably would never have found it. We didn't have the time or money for that. And so we put it there to save time and money. In this same film, a little later on, we see a mother and calf humpback whale. We call them Misty and Echo. We see them leaving their breeding grounds in Hawaii to go on their 3,000-mile migration up to Alaska to their feeding grounds.
This small calf we've named Echo. Her mother's name is Misty. Echo is always curious about what's around her.
Later in the film, we see the same mother and calf arriving in Alaska, or at least that's what we are told in the film.
Then, the moment they had hoped for. By sheer luck, they spot a calf with familiar markings. It's Echo. And Misty is with her. They've made it, unharmed.
In fact, it's a different mother and calf. It's a real challenge.
And when you're working with an IMAX screen, which is 7 stories tall, all of those challenges are accentuated.
Exactly, that is so true. Do you know that the underwater camera with its housing weighs over 300 pounds? So when the camera's switched on, it makes a noise like a chainsaw, often frightening away the animals you're trying to film. And often all that we're able to capture on film is the fleeing rear ends of these frightened animals. On top of that, the roll of film is only 3 minutes long. So after 3 minutes, you have to disassemble the camera and reload it. And the film roll costs $3,000 to buy, to print, and to process. And so every time you push the button on the camera, you are severely depleting the budget.